I was invited to an early screening of Shelter earlier this week, and oh my god, I have been doing my best to not say anything about this movie until its official release day. I've seen a number of Jason Statham films. I have not been a fan of a lot of them, and I honestly chalked him up to being this actor that they would cast in basically the same film with the same plot over and over and over again. But honestly, I really liked this one. I didn't really know too much about this movie or what it was about until I got the invite to the screening, and then after watching the trailer, I just kind of chalked it up to being this escort mission type film where he was just once again going to play the traditional Jason Statham role with a really obnoxious kid that he has to take care of. But it wasn't that. Before I get too far into this video, there will be spoilers, so if you don't like those, save this video and come back after you finish watching the film. So this movie follows Jason Statham's character Mason, who is this ex-special ops agent that's been in hiding for the last 10 years because the organization he worked for, Black Kite, wants him dead for breaking the rules. Important to note, the same guy who led Black Kite also has involvement with a program called Thea, which uses cameras everywhere, phones, dash cams, mini-mart security cameras, you name it, to gather and compile data on the mass populace. All this time, Mason's been drinking away his life on this tiny island in solitude and will get supply shipments from Jessie, played by Jodie Ray Branagh, and her uncle. But of course, there's a really bad accident and Mason has to leave the island to get first aid supplies for Jessie, where, of course, he gets clocked by a camera and is immediately tracked down by agents sent by the aforementioned Black Kite leader, played by Bill Nighy. And so the chase begins, and it's Mason trying to get Jessie out of the country to a safe place for the rest of the film because she's been implicated with him. Honestly, going into this film, I thought it was just going to be Jason Statham playing Jason Statham, and I have never seen Jodie Ray Branagh in anything before, so I was like, she has the potential to be really irritating because typically in those kinds of movies, the kids are like really hecking irritating and making stupid decisions left and right to add conflict to raise the stakes. But it wasn't that, and I was very happy about that. Jason Statham did play the stereotypical action hero in this one, but it wasn't so like beat you over the head, I'm cool and have to have a one-liner for everything. I actually felt like out of all of the characters I've seen him play, this guy was the most relatable. And honestly, I wasn't sure how it was gonna go in the beginning with him. The first, I'm gonna say at least 15 minutes of the film, you don't know what his deal is. He's just, like I said earlier, alone on this island, and it's a whole bunch of silence and drinking and pouring more drinks and just this really depressing, desolate area. And you can see that Jessie, the girl, has been like trying to get him to open up. And he's like, go away, kid, you don't want to get involved. So you know he's this quote unquote bad guy, possibly. You don't know at that point. And even whenever the accident happens, their boat gets overturned and her uncle drowns. She gets tangled in a net, and oh my god, her foot gets so messed up, and I just was sitting there every time they unwrapped it, it just kept getting worse, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I've had foot surgery before, chick, I understand exactly how that feels. Oh my god, it was horrible. But anyways, she is basically just horizontal on a bed, unable to walk at all, and having to rely on the stranger that all she knows is that she's bringing supplies to. He doesn't want to talk. She's been told not to talk to him, even though she's trying. And he's kind of scary because he just sits there and drinks and won't say anything and won't tell her his name. And I was getting worried for her too because she's alone. And it's quickly established that she has nobody. Her uncle was it. Her mom died, never knew her dad. She was literally living with her uncle, and now she's alone. And honestly, the tone starts to soften whenever she tries to defend herself from him because she's so scared. Like, he just comes over to like check on her foot, but she freaks, right? Because she's scared. I would be scared too in that situation. And they have this like little bonding moment, and it gets better from there on out with them. But yeah, I was really uncertain about him at first. Same thing with her. The first 15 minutes, I wasn't sure how I was going to be feeling about her. She's still a young enough kid to where she'll take orders without questioning it too much, but she is old enough to throw back some sass at him if she's not happy with what's going on. I always hate it in films where there's a kid involved where they're like, oh, he's telling me to stay here and there's like some crazy alien or serial killer that's coming after us, but I'm still not going to listen anyways. She very much was able to put together, hey, there's people coming after us. This is the one guy that's helping protect me because there's actively been a threat made on my life. I'm gonna listen to the guy that's been protecting me up until this point. I really, really, really like that. She wasn't some mindless zombie that was just like, okay, I'm just here to raise the stakes, but she did have her own personality and did try to have a say in situations. Again, she was a kid, so you know, things weren't all butterflies and rainbows like she wanted them to be. But I really liked the way that their relationship developed throughout the film, like the protector and his ward. They just worked really, really well together. I will say that the music had a huge, huge impact for me in this film. It wasn't anything special. It was definitely like, this is an action movie, so we're gonna have like some really cool like stinger bits, some cool edgelord pieces, but it was also very emotional as well. It really left an impact on me. It just amplified the scene so much. And the thing that I noticed too is that in a lot of the high stakes, like really, really high stakes moments, fight sequences, they actually cut the music entirely, which made it even more gritty and like badass. It actually made me just as nervous as Jesse in some moments. The lack of music in those scenes worked just as well as having music in the still high stakes but not as high stakes scenes. Like when he's taking out a squad that's finally found them, there's the music there, right? But whenever the big bad assassin comes in, there's no music, and it's just like the sounds of war as they're beating the crap out of each other. It works so well. And can I just say, the scenes where it's Jason Statham fighting the super assassin were fucking crazy, man. It was wild. They were so fast and so brutal, and holy shit, someone gets a fork to the face and you're like, how are you still going? What the shit? Oh my god. It was really good. I loved the action sequences. Some of the bits were cheesy, like, do I believe that his aim with a brick tied to the end of a chain would be as spot on as it was in that one moment where he had to land it just so that it would deal the final blow on that one guy? No. Am I gonna go with it because it was badass? Abso-fucking-lutely. It was awesome. Really, there were two parts to this film where I just had to roll with it, completely and totally suspend disbelief and just be like, okay, continuing on. The first one was, again, he's trying to get Jessie out of the country because she's been seen with him and they're like, no loose ends. He decides after it's all said and done that he wants to take her to a known trafficker to get her out of the country. And I'm like, okay, so hold on. No, she's a child. No, what are you talking about? But of course, there's a deal made with the trafficker, and you just have to believe that she's gonna make it out okay. I guess. I don't know. If I were him, I'd be like, I want proof that she made it here and y'all are gonna leave her alone and whatnot. But again, you just have to roll with it. And then the final scene is her in Spain, a different country, just sitting in a cafe, and the Thea program people have this camera on her. They found her and they're like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he shows up, but they know where she is. And then at the very end, it's him pushing away the camera and sending her like a little token so she knows that he's alive, because she's been afraid that he's gonna die the entire time. But he's standing there watching her open up this little token of, hey, I'm alive. And she's like, whoa, where is he? But of course he's already vanished because I'm a cool action hero that's gonna disappear. My whole thing with that was, that's great. Like, I'm genuinely happy that she knows that he's alive. Like, I am relieved. I'm happy that she knows. However, how the fuck did he get to Spain without the cameras clocking him? Because the entire movie is just like, okay, there's a camera here, there's a camera there. Keep your head down, look this way, and we won't get caught on the camera. And then it's them getting caught by a dash cam. Or even in that last scene, it's her looking away from the camera, but the camera is also catching her reflection in the glass pane in front of her. It's just that level of you realizing you really can't get away from cameras nowadays anywhere. So how the hell did he show up in Spain without being tracked? You know? I feel like he would have pinged the system 8 gazillion times before he got there to that cafe to see her in Spain. But I'm just gonna go with it because I like the happy ending, I guess. I don't know, she's still alone in Spain with no one there, but she knows that he's alive and that clearly makes her happy and whatever. But yeah, the whole Thea line was hecking insane. We all know that there's cameras everywhere. There is no privacy anymore, but this one in like a high stakes situation where their lives are literally on the line, it just really was like, holy shit. holy shit, it's everywhere. It was just nonstop and kind of really unsettling. Not kind of, entirely unsettling. But it was done really well. It just commentary on the state of today's world without beating you over the head. It was just like, I don't know, what is privacy? Not here. Not anymore. One thing I will note for all you dog lovers out there, the ones that have to go to doesthedogdie.com, there is a dog in this one. The dog does not make it. And even if a dying dog wasn't a trigger for me, they really did. The dog's death really did feel so extra dramatic. He is the goodest boy. He is the goodest boy, and you know it's coming, and you know when it's gonna come, but like, Jesus Christ, it still sucked. And then, of course, they have to like leave the dog, and Jessie doesn't make that easy at all because she's like, we have to go get him. And then Jason Statham's like, I'm sorry, you know, have to leave you behind. And you're just like, fuck, it's fine. I'm not crying, you're crying. And then of course we bring up the dog later, and like, I'm crying as she unfolds this charcoal sketch that she has of the dog and gives it to Mason. And I'm like, ah, he is the best boy. Fuck, I'm not crying, but I totally am crying. But you know what? We're gonna focus on the fact that this charcoal drawing is like perfectly preserved, and I don't know how the hell it didn't smudge after she's folded it up in quarters. And like, it's so clean and meticulous, and like, I need to know what your setting spray is, what your preserving spray is, because charcoal smears so easily and it's not even on her fingers. And whatever, we're gonna focus on that so I can cope to get through this scene. But God, yeah, the dog does not make it, and it really hurt. It did, not gonna lie. But yeah, I highly recommend this film. I didn't expect to like it so much. Maybe it is because I went in with like lower expectations. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really sorry, Jason Statham. But it's probably my favorite film of his. If you have time this weekend, or even if you don't, make time for this one. Really recommend. It's really, really good. Until then, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.